JDs and gentlemen, goys and burls, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Happy Monday. In Gray Zone Warfare, it's a game we've covered a couple times here on the channel, and we've mentioned it many times, and I was actually lucky enough about a week and a half ago to be able to get my hands on and play early with a bunch of other creators and kind of immerse myself in a game that I've been looking forward to for quite a bit of time now. After immersing myself, I'll break that down throughout this video. I was shocked to see that today on Twitter, they announced they're launching tomorrow in early access, and that's exciting. And we're going to go through what Gray Zone Warfare really is, how I explain it, because I'm not the most immersive tactical shooter kind of player. If you know me and you've been on this channel, you know I'm an arcadey shooter kind of guy. But this game has captured me in a way that not a lot of games do. So let's break down what Gray Zone Warfare is all about and what you can expect if you want to pick it up yourself. Now, I do want to say that the company behind this game, Mad Fingers, they are passionate as can be about this game. It is community-oriented, and they've already done so much to fix the game in so many different ways. So I want to give a big hats off to them because they truly care about this project, and it's very cool to see compared to a lot of gaming companies right now that are making games that they just want to launch, make some money, and then not do anything after that. So shout out to them and the team over there. They've been wonderful to me and to so many other creators. But with that being said, let's hop into this journey that is just completely crazy and immersive. So if you were to ask me what is Gray Zone Warfare, well, before I got my hands on it, I would have explained it as like Escape from Tarkov with a sprinkle of Far Cry and other survival-style games with this quest and storyline that's trying to immersify you but still give you some fun things to do. And honestly, after getting my hands on the game and actually immersing myself in it, Gray Zone Warfare is nothing like that. It is an immersive sandbox-style game that I think has the potential to be huge because it has no limitations on how you're able to play the game. The game is PvE-VP oriented. It's actually so invested in its AI and environment that there's an entire mode dedicated to just PvE if you want to eliminate the idea of dying to other players. Now, while I would say for me, I would enjoy the other players like I did, I feel like it increases gunfights and it increases the engagement and immerses you more. You can go play the storyline completely on your own and experience it with your friends without having to worry about anything like that. And you won't feel left out in any way. The primary goal of this game, if you're wondering, like, what's the story about, just to sum it up, there are 3 PMC groups on the map. They spawn in different locations, and their main goal is to figure out what happened on Lamong Island. And there's a ton of lore if you want to watch any videos on that. Rilo makes a very, very good lore video. I'm not the lore type. I'm more here to tell you about what I experienced. So when it came to me and playing this game for the first time, the AI is the one thing I'm going to tip my hat the most to because this is what they wanted you to engage in the most. They always have this saying over at Gray Zone Warfare of every move matters, and when you hear that, you think of like tactical, slow-paced games, but realistically, you can play this in any way you want to. Now, I haven't been able to really grasp Gray Zone Warfare with my primary friend group because none of them were invited to the early access, but I did play it with randoms and other creators, and I had a ton of fun. But I tried to sink in as much time as possible as a solo player because I know many of you might be doing the same. And the solo experience in a game like this is truly, truly immersifying, and it is scary at many moments. And that has to do with how smart the AI are in this game. The AI are unique. They will push you when they know when you are outnumbered, and they will fall back when they know they are in distress. They are deadly accurate in certain areas, and there are others that feel a little noobish and kind of early, kind of on players, but it still can overwhelm you with the amount of players, the immersive gunplay and stuff where you have to worry about how many rounds are in your magazine, reloading and packing mags, as well as a health system that I think takes it to above and beyond the next level. Worrying about your hydration, your weight, your stamina. Not only that, you have to worry about if you get damaged specific organs, how to heal them, and I mean, for God's sakes, a fucking blood transfusion at times if you want to stay alive. And that's something that some people might find a little more complicated, but honestly, I feel like it feels more simplified than any other game that's attempted to do this. I know I mentioned the AI, but I do want to say this as well. The AI are ruthless, they will fight you, and there are a fuck ton of them on the map, and they range in different difficulties. I didn't even get up to the really high difficulty. Now, when you're playing on the PvE-VP, not only do you have to worry about objectives and quests that might have enemies surrounding it, you have to worry about other factions who might be trying to get to that quest as well at the exact same time. The cool thing I love about Gray Zone Warfare is the ability to see your map at all times. It's one thing that I think immersive shooters kind of take away. They want you to have this hardcore, ruthless, you're out in the wilderness on your own, where this kind of shows your other allies from your faction and all other things that might need to be seen on the map. So you know if you're engaging with enemies, you know whether that's a friendly or if you need to actually fight them. When it comes to the gunplay, the guns, the models, everything about them, fantastic. I can't believe how good they actually look. The Unreal Engine 5 runs pretty well on most PCs. I can say I have a pretty higher end PC. I had some hitches and stuttering, but I'm sure optimization will come throughout the time. And it's a game that you have to remember is in early access, so there will be hiccups here and there. But for something that I played that I didn't expect to feel this good, felt even better than expected. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, there's one thing, if you're going to take away anything from this video for Gray Zone Warfare, that I truly love about the game so far, that I think is unique in its own way. And it's not the helicopters taking you from landing zone to landing zone. It's nothing like that. It's not how amazing the proximity chat actually is. It's the fact that gear fear has been figured out inside of this game. If you guys don't know what gear fear is, it's going into a looter shooter or extraction shooter and the fear of losing everything on the map. I'm someone that sucks at that. When it came to Tarkov, it was something that I always failed to do, is I was always worried about bringing in stuff because I didn't want to lose it. And especially if you're someone who doesn't get to grind games 24/7, you fear that you might lose that kind of stuff. Well, Gray Zone Warfare figured it out perfect. You are on a map that is alive 24/7, 365. Your gear, wherever it's dropped by your allies, by you, whatever it might be, remains in that location unless found by a scavenger or found by another player scavenging for anything. And I say scavenger because I mean actual players. I don't mean like any unique kind of AI. I'm saying actual players finding your gear. So you have every opportunity to hop right back on that chopper and go find your gear out in the field. And I just think that is the most unique way to do a game that requires you to think about your backpack, your body armor, your weapons, your attachments, and the heals you might bring. I think that is probably the best way to do this, and I think it takes the, extreme feel of a game like this and allows other players to get involved with it finally. If you're playing on that PvE style map, your gear is always going to be retrievable no matter what happened. If you die in the midst of a gunfight, you'll be able to go get that back without having to worry about anything, and most of the time, from what I experienced in my playtest, I was able to get my gear back 99% of the time. There wasn't many times people took it when it was on the ground. I had a couple friends take some stuff every now and then, but other than that, I was able to get most of my gear back, and that is awesome for someone who is trying to complete quests and is just kind of a little keeping in the back of their mind that their gear means something to them. But there's still that kind of thought in your head that you have to think about what you're doing in the game. One big final takeaway I got from the whole game that I really, really love is that the game allows you to play in any way you want. Stealthy, guns a-blazing, single, teammates, whatever it might be, the game will allow you, and it is ruthless, and it will just immersify you. And I've said that many times in this video, but I have to keep saying it. It will suck you in. There were times on stream when I was playing this where I was in a raid or in a quest for 50 plus minutes in engagements, and I was mind blown at how fun it was. So I'm just letting you guys know, Gray Zone Warfare is a ton of fun. It is a game that I expect to be putting a lot of time into and making a lot of videos on, and I think it has the possibility to be a very unique and very successful shooter in a space that hasn't been touched that much by other games. So if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below if you're excited for Gray Zone Warfare, if you were able to play it in the playtest. And if you guys know anything more about Gray Zone Warfare and can answer some questions down below, I would love for you guys to do that. So I love you guys to death. Appreciate everything. You guys are beautiful, one of a kind. And until next time, guys, deuces, boys.